All right, for more on the numbers next to the names, we welcome in CBS Sports analyst Jerry Palm. JP, more movement on another Saturday here, rounding out the regular season. 1 in 4 get convincing wins, but 2 falls, 3 sneaks by. What's the top 6 going to look like come Tuesday?
Well, Georgia's still Georgia, and they'll be number 1. I think Michigan takes Ohio State's place at number 2 this week after a convincing win. Jim Harbaugh finally winning the game he was hired to win, and doing so authoritatively. I think they'll jump all the way to number 2. Alabama should hang on to number 3, and Cincinnati still number 4. And the new chasers, Notre Dame at number 5, Oklahoma State at number 6. But Notre Dame is done playing, so they probably have very little upward mobility at this point.
Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out here on championship weekend. But, Jerry, for now, we say thank you for all the insights. We'll be sure to talk on Tuesday. All right, back in the mix with our guys in just a moment. Let's take one more look here at Jerry Palm's college football projection. Hard to argue with. Georgia 12-0, number 1 market. They appear to be in the college football playoff, notwithstanding the result here in the SEC title game, barring some sort of blowout at the hands of Alabama. Bama sitting there at 11-1, number 3. Michigan going to take the biggest rise of anyone with that marquee win over Ohio State. They will replace number 2 at number 2, says Jerry Palm, then followed by Bama. Cincinnati staying on the inside, but anything but safe with Notre Dame and Oklahoma State giving chase. All right, let's go to guys back into the mix. B-Mac, Emery, trying to just sit here, have the conversation we always have. How does it go down? What happens next? On the tail end of college football playoff ranking number whatever, what is it going to look like following conference championship weekend? Emery, you're fixing your focus where? Where's the biggest fork in the road upcoming this next weekend?
Oklahoma State knocking out Alabama. And that's going to be the biggest move in my opinion. I feel like Georgia's going to trounce Alabama. That's going to push Alabama out, slide up Cincinnati. And I also like Oklahoma State to win against Baylor in the Big 12 championship game, which will leapfrog Notre Dame because Notre Dame's lost to Cincinnati, and put Oklahoma State right there at number 4.
B-Mac, there are a lot of if this, then that situations. We could go right to the SEC title game and talk about a 2-loss Bama team potentially getting in over another team. Really, the quality of these wins and the subsequent losses is going to matter here in the coming Saturday. Where are you really dialed in terms of this is the game that makes the difference for the most number of teams?
I'll say the Big Ten championship game.
Okay.
Right? What happens if Iowa beats Michigan? Iowa, they already have, 2 losses. So would a 2-loss team get into the playoffs, the top 4 playoffs? You got to really consider that, because right now, and I agree with Jerry, I think Michigan will be the new number 2 team based on what they did this past Saturday against Ohio State. But what happens if they lose to Iowa and in the Big Ten championship game? How far will Iowa jump, to go to make this thing extremely interesting to be able to get in the top 4? Because if you look at, the projections right now, they're not even in the top 6. You know what I mean? So regardless of what happens with Oklahoma State, if Oklahoma State take care of their business and Cincinnati take care of their business, what happens to the Big Ten champion if that Big Ten champion is not the Michigan Wolverines?
Yeah, you could be looking at a college football playoff without the Big Ten that would leave an open seat for either Oklahoma State, Notre Dame. Those giving chase still have plenty to play for. Notre Dame is on ice, having done all that they can at this point, but could they back in the national brand? Only one way to find out. We keep playing the games. We keep breaking it down with our guys, Emery and B-Mac. Thank you, gentlemen.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.